some serious metropolitan action. In the past 100 years, we've built a new way of living. But how do we construct towers that appear to defy gravity? Why is an electrician from Newcastle responsible for turning us on 24 hours a day? And what happens when you drop a Mini on a window? Today there are over 75,000 pylons in Britain, ensuring that we live in cities that are never dark. But light's not just about banishing the gloom, it's about having fun. And there's one form of light that radiates come-hither hues to all those who are looking for some action. This light tempts you to the dark side. Neon has given me an idea for a sign I'd like to make, which is why I've come to this place to meet a man called Steve. He's a neon bender, apparently. How often do you set yourself on fire doing this? Really? Steve's a man who prefers to let his art speak for itself, having perfected the knack of bending tubes of glass into incredibly seductive shapes. He's just the person to make me a sign for my favourite restaurant. How long did it take to learn this?
Well, I've been doing it for about 15 years.
So is the world full of slightly wonky signs that you made when you were learning?
Usually way up in the air so nobody can see them.
All right. But how hard can bending a bit of glass really be? And why don't I show you? Well, I can see it's getting very hot in the middle.
Well, the hotter you get it, the easier it'll be.
I'm expecting Bruce Forsyth to come out and go, good game, good game. Oh, hang on, here we go. Ah, that's gone limp. No. Wow, that feels totally flaccid, like overdone pasta now, so I'm going to have a go at making my first neon bend. Here we go. That's rubbish, isn't it? That's the master neon bender's work, and that's mine. When you do quite a long word in a neon tube, you have to start at one end and work out the route, because it's one continuous piece of glass, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you get all the way down there and then you do a bend like mine,
yeah, and throw it away and start again.
You have to start right from the top. The neon light was invented in 1902 by this man, Georges Claude, a Frenchman. We see him here at work in his neon laboratoire. He made his first actual sign in 1910, which he sold to a French barber, and then a few years later he made 2 signs for an American car dealer called Earl. That man paid $20,000 for them, which was a huge amount of money. But then people came from far, far away to look at them because they were described as ribbons of living flame and giant glowworms in the sky. Because the real magic in making a neon sign is not just bending the glass, it comes from creating the perfect colour. I wanted my restaurant sign to glow bright orange. Now, neon gas, excited with 20,000 volts, glows red. Use argon gas and you get blue. Steve showed me that by using different gases, coloured tubes and phosphorescent powder, I could have produced any colour in the world. But I still wanted orange.
There it is, there's your sign.
Right, let's see it lit up. Wow! Wow, that's fantastic. That's brilliant. It just looks like a load of bent glass when it's turned off, but that is superb. You won't see a neon sign on a Methodist church or a lending library. Some unwritten convention says neon is used to advertise illicit pleasures that happen late at night. At a time when our ancestors would have been tucked up in bed, avoiding all the murderers and bandits. But when we're out roaming the streets, looking for these signposts to carnal pleasures. Evening, how are you?
Hi, sir.
Here's your sign,
Oh, thank you very much.
and I would like a large doner, please.
One large donor, please.
Georges Claude and Charles Mertz probably didn't foresee this, but My Kebab sign is their legacy. The city has been one of the 20th century's great success stories. Those 100 years gave us new ways of building, new means of moving around, and finally banished the night. The city exerts a more powerful pull on the people of the world than ever before. Consider this: every day around the globe, 180,000 people move into one. This isn't just a technology thing. It's actually about a completely different way of living. Because as we squeeze more and more space out of the city, we find that we squeeze more and more life out of it. It's no wonder they've caught on. To discover what makes neon glow, go to open2.net.